What's up, everybody? It is me again, your girl Q1, and I am back with the Raggedy Hoes of Miami. Listen, season 7, episode 4, Boogers and Birkins. Okay, y'all, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop, and make sure you guys are liking all the videos so I can stay in the algorithm of things. Yes, so we finally get their raggedy ass taglines. I didn't put their taglines out there because I didn't like not am tagline. Okay, I just want y'all to know they was whack. I didn't like it. Yeah, but I guess. Anyway, and then we meet Stephanie. Y'all know Stephanie is the new housewife. All right. I got a couple of things about Miss Stephanie, but we'll get there. Okay. So, Real Housewives of Miami. Here we go. So the episode starts with Julia singing. She was singing her opera, practicing her opera, sounding a fucking mess. And when I tell y'all, I don't see it for Julia. She has been put on my list. She has been put on my list. Okay. She sound a mess. Then she start to cry. Like, girl, what you crying for? You threw water on this lady. Okay? I just want Julia to get the fuck out of my face with this. Okay? You gonna victimize somebody, but you want to act like the victim. Got it. So we get the montage between Julia and Gertie. Gertie's talking to Russell. Julia's talking to her piano person or whatever, her opera singing coach, I guess. So Gertie decorated her house. We get over to Gertie. She got decorated her house for Halloween. It was really nice. It was for her son. Y'all, is it me? But do that oldest son just been walking around real moody? Like, sir, fix your face. What's wrong with you, friend? Like, you need a hug? I don't know. Well, I'm gonna keep an eye out on him. Okay. Russell says Julia basically standing up over her was very problematic. Julia then said Gertie waged a war at her family, and I was like, really, Julia? Did she really do that? Did she really do that? And now you're trying to kiss the ring of Marisol and the other girls, but the truth of the matter is those girls don't give a damn about you. They don't have to fight, so they're seeing you. They're okay with watching you and Gertie fight. Y'all supposed to be friends, but we're watching y'all two fight. Anyway, Gertie is crying with one damn tear coming out. Y'all, I like Gertie, but Gertie can be a bit over dramatic. Okay, she was sitting there, Russell sitting there like this. I'm sitting there like this, waiting for a whole pack of tears to come out of her eye. All right, but I will say, I just hope that this is just not a thing, like a storyline for Julia and Gertie. I because I would be aggravated. Like, if this is just a storyline, I would be aggravated, and I would be like, okay, y'all can go. Russell thinks that the other women should have said something. I agree. I feel like also Julia is acting erratic because you know that you're wrong. Instead of just going to the lady and like literally telling, she sent. Now I did say Julia did say she sent a text message to Gertie, but Gertie haven't responded. And you can't do something to somebody and the next day you think that they're supposed to be over it. Talking about she haven't responded. Why should she? You assaulted her. You threw a drink on her. Your behavior became erratic and aggressive. Let's call a thing, and scary and monstrous. Okay, all of the words. You were definitely accosting. Okay, that's what you was doing to this lady over here. Anyway, first of all, Julia called Adriana. Well, before she called Adriana, she was talking to her wife. And I don't forgot her name because she done pissed me off too. Okay, so she looked like, I thought that was a dude at first, y'all, but that was whatever Julia's wife name. And so Julia called Adriana. She was like, well, I was calling about the guest list. And as Julia was talking, she was like, well, Adriana, was the way Adriana looked at Julia, like she was full of shit when it came to, her discussing everything that happened between her and Gertie. And then she then tells Adriana to go ahead and invite everybody. I don't like it. I don't like it. Anyway, Stephanie. We meet Stephanie. Her husband owns the Shoma Group. It is a big third real estate company. And she has a private jet. She asked Larsa, how is Lisa? Larsa was like, I don't want to talk to her, or I don't want to talk about Lisa. So Stephanie and Larsa go on a jet to fly over to Oklahoma to pick up her 2 dogs. Okay? I mean, not Oklahoma, Orlando, to go pick up her 2 dogs. I'm not mad at that. Okay? If you can do it, do it. But we're not going to act like the last fabulous lady who was on there, who had a whole boat, a jet, babies, her man, anesthesiologist, wasn't as fabulous as this. Okay. All right, that's how we gonna act. But y'all ain't like her. I'm glad she gone, but I hope she come back. Okay? Anyway, Marisol calls Larsa and tells her that Alexia and Todd extended their divorce. Ciao. So, I got a question. Is it me? Or are they excluding Gertie and Adriana and even Lisa out of different outings? It's almost like we have Kiki, so we're going to fight to bring her on. We know Marisol don't want to be a full-time wife, but Kiki is probably willing to be full-time now. And now that we have Stephanie, we really don't need them. And then if all else fails, we got Julia to pounce on, so you can keep her around. That's kind of like how this is feeling to me. But whatever. So Marisol tells Lisa what Larsa said about what happened in Milan. Lisa said Larsa is a liar and a manipulator, and we flash over to Larsa, and she's still harping on Lisa. So Lisa, Marisol, and Alexia, Marisol and Alexia tells her that Larsa said Jody was controlling her, and Larsa claims that she is worried about Lisa. Lisa says she's still dealing with the passing of her father, so she sent Larsa sent her a "I'm sorry for your loss," and Lisa was like, you can't talk down to me, you can't play me and then come back and tell me you're sorry about my loss. Meanwhile, while all of this is going on, but you still talking about me. So she sent her a picture of her unalived father and said, this is what I'm dealing with. It is odd. It is very odd and weird that you would do that, but fine. We are all right. So we get a scene with Kiki. And again, we don't really get friends of scenes, but it seems as though they're trying to pull Kiki in for the full time of it all. See, Kiki goes to pick up her dad from the airport. She's her daughter Summer is so cute. She was like, well, can we go on the plane? I want to go dance. And she was like, you want to go dance? And she was like, yeah. Not only did she want to go dance, she wanted to take a plane to go somewhere to go dance. Sis wanted some more ice cream. Okay, and I'm pretty sure she wants chocolate. Okay, so we pick up Kiki dad, and we find out Kiki dad has a girlfriend, and that Kiki has a 3-year-old brother, and her dad has a total of 7 kids. And Kiki have to remind her dad. She was like, well, how are you having all of these kids, and I have to remind you of your grandson? every time. And then he didn't even know his grandson was in college. I was like, okay. So we get little Summer in the back. She tells her papa, listen, my name is Summer. Okay, and I thought that was cute. Okay. All right. Anyway, Marisol, Larsa, they meet up for drinks. And Julia shows up. I feel like Julia, I feel like Julia don't fit in, y'all. I'm sorry. I just don't feel like Julia fit in with them, and not because I feel like Julia is less than. I'm talking about trying to be the mean girl. Trying hard to be the mean girl, and it's just not. That's just not. I don't know. Julia just don't fit in. So for me, when I see her with them, I feel like she ass kissing, and that's just how it is. Julia gonna get all of this smoke until further notice. Okay. So Stephanie arrives. At this point, Julia. If I'm just looking at Julia's face the whole time, and she looks extremely uncomfortable. Stephanie actually, they tells Julia. Julia was like, "Well, should I tell her about my goats?" And again, they don't with you, so they gonna tell you no. But then when Stephanie arrived, she got the chance to know Julia, and she was like, listen, I want to come visit your farm because when I grew up on a farm. So Alexia, they're waiting on Alexia. Alexia never showed up, and she texts them and says that she need a mental break, but they think she's with Todd. Alexia was in her, what they call it, in her confession. She kept saying, I was not with Todd. I promise, I swear, I was not with Todd. And so, I said, okay. I would like to believe her, but I don't know, sister. Okay. So, my question, I just been having questions for the duration of this review. Okay. Again, are they excluding Lisa, Gertie, and Adriana? Because, again, these scenes, and Kiki wasn't there, so I'm not sure. They wanted, this was to cheer Alexia up, I guess. So we get over to we made it to the baby shower. Now, I'm going to say this. Adriana did an amazing job with the decor, the people she hired to decorate Julia and whatever Julia's wife name baby shower. They showed a picture of both of their boys. Their boys are absolutely cute. So cute. Okay? And I want to say this. Shout out to all the ladies that came through with gifts on top of gifts on top of gifts. I was like, okay, listen, I'm going to have a party and I'm going to invite y'all to my party, okay, in my Kim voice. And speaking of Kim, I'm going to have episodes of Moesha up for y'all tomorrow, okay? I'm almost finished with Moesha because I told y'all I'm only doing season 1 and 2. Anyway, back to this. So everybody sits down and talk. Alexia tells Adriana, they standing around talking. Y'all, those blue drinks that they had in those champagne glass, oh my God. I don't know what was that, but that looks amazing. Okay? Speaking of blue drink, y'all, when I get off of here, I'm going across the street and give me a little blue wine cooler, okay? And I'm going to watch TV for the rest of the day. Because after this, I'm going back in the bed. Okay? I'm coming back to y'all tomorrow. All right? I'm going to give me 4 wine coolers. Okay? Anyway. Alexia talks about her situation with Todd. Once again, we just don't care anymore. And then Alexia tells Adriana that she added a lot of stress. No, ma'am. Your nigga added all of this stress to you when he moved out. You just mad at Adriana because she was pointed out and was true. Okay? You cannot blame her for something your man doing. All right? So, Julia comes in. Stephanie goes to um no, I'm sorry. I don't know if this is the start of the breakdown between Stephanie and Alexia. Stephanie went up to Alexia and she tells her, basically don't go back with Todd. Like, if God removed you from it, don't go back to the place that hurt you. Now, was she right to say that? She was. But seeing that you not her friend like that and you don't really know her like that, I don't feel like you should have said that. I feel like you should have waited, because then to me it looks like you don't know me or my situation. So these hoes been sitting here telling you my business. That's what that looked like. And so Alexia was in her confessional and she was like, she don't really know me like that to, put my business out like that. Don't come to me. I ain't ask you. Don't come to me. All right. Let her be stupid all her life. But I still don't feel like that was okay. So Stephanie meets Lisa. We found out Gertie was in New York, and Lisa, they talk about, what happened yesterday with the ladies meeting up for drinks. Lisa was like, told Marisol, well, baby, you didn't invite me. And so Marisol was like, well, it would have been uncomfortable with you and Larsa. I don't give a damn. If I'm y'all friend, I'm going to be there. I ain't got to say to this whole, okay? I'm just going to be here drinking my drink and being fabulous, okay? Again, I just don't like these different dynamics. I do not like that they are purposely not inviting certain people to certain things. I get it, and that's fine, but you see a lot of divide in this season. It's too much divide. But I guess production gonna let them do whatever the hell they want. Anyway, we seen what's her name? Adriana makes a toast. And Alexia decided she wanted to make a toast. And for some reason, that toast felt a little bit self-serving and then a little bit at a dig to Adriana, because you're really mad at her because she told the truth about your marriage. Like, girl, so you tried to one-up her with talking about your friendship with Julia. Girl, please. Anyway, Alexia get on the mic and make this very awkward, not very demure, okay? This was very awkward, okay? It was giving, let me do the most right now. So, of course, y'all know Adriana gonna be like, hold up, B, okay? No, because that's my friend. We've been friends for 10 years. Anyway, Stephanie, I like Stephanie. I think I like Stephanie, but I need a little more. I need two more episodes to let y'all know what I really think about Stephanie. But she's acting like somebody who ain't never had nothing before. Girl, we know you got the best of the best. Why we always gotta be up here just doing all this? But at the same time, let me say, I am not mad at it. I'm not even mad. Like, when I tell y'all I enjoy the opulence of women, because it was a time we couldn't have that. We couldn't have it unless some guy made sure we had it. We can go and get it on our own. And like she said, she was like, I did get a leg up. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. That she married into it and she got a leg up. But she doing her own thing. Okay? She making a name for herself. Anyway, Kiki, they was doing the questions in the bucket, which was really cute. They did the little diaper game where they had the lick and see. It was something edible in each diaper. So it could have been candy. It was all mashed up. So it looks like a mess in a diaper. And I don't know the name of the game, but it is kind of gross or whatever. So Kiki, y'all had my girl Kiki twerking for 30 seconds. All right. Larsa decides to be the victim in a situation between her and Lisa. And I'm really over this her and Lisa thing. Like, I need y'all to get past it and move forward. We need to do something else. Alexia tells Larsa, like, this is on you, sis. You was talking about Lisa. Like, and I'm going to say this. Alexia ain't shit. But when she clocked Larsa, I was here for that. Because you was talking about her. Even when that lady was gone, you sat at that table and you talked a whole lot of shit. Like, every time we see you on camera, you keep talking about this lady. But you keep saying, that's my friend. The way I would take a pin and pop Larsa in her fucking lips, okay, and drag her by them same lips down the West Coast and send her over to the Everglades so the alligators can eat her ass, okay? Y'all! I just don't like Larsa because she a fake ass bitch, okay? Anyway, Alexia, I'm good with Alexia having some balls, okay? That lady was in mourning about her dad and you just was talking about her, all right? So, of course, Lisa just have this full-on production, okay? Then she try to make the scene about her, and yeah. So before Lisa did her famous exit, her award-winning exit, Julia got out the table and said, "Well, who said that? Who was the one that told Lisa about what happened?" Lisa said, "I ain't no snitch, so I'm not telling y'all who told me." Kiki Jazz was the one who said, "Girl, do you have it in for Gertie or what?" Because Kiki, you really starting to show yourself. Okay? You really starting to smell your drawers. Okay? So, Kiki tells everybody Gertie said it. And then this one, Lisa go into soap opera mode. "Oh, I just was trying to come here and have a good time. I lost my father." And then, oh my God. Okay? It was just the self-absorbance to me. Is that a word? Because she is self-absorbed, okay? It was the self-absorbance of it all. She gets up. She takes the exit so people can come running behind her and kiss her ass so she can come on back to the table. Girl, if you don't take your tears and get the phone so we can get this lady baby shower started. Adriana was like, all of y'all hoes need a pacifier because I'm sick of this shit. Y'all be doing the most. Like, I have seen such an amazing change in Adriana. Like, she is becoming my favorite. But she's not getting camera time. Just like Gertie isn't getting a lot of camera time. Like Lisa isn't getting a lot of camera time because they are not invited to a lot of things. Anyway, this is where the episode ended. I will see y'all tomorrow with Divorced Sisters, Family or Fiance, couple episodes of Moesha, and Just Like That. Of course, y'all know Real Housewives of Atlanta, the reunion won't be on this Sunday. It'll come on next Sunday. So it's fine. So yeah, I get to make up for all the time that was lost. Y'all, thank you so much. And let me know what y'all think. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.